Alright folks, welcome back to my channel Stereo Studs. Another unboxing video this afternoon. I've got a few boxes that I've brought over here. This big one down the side here. So I'm going to crack through these and then hopefully get a couple more pulled out as well. I think for the most part it looks like these are all big sets in these boxes. So yeah, I'll pop them all over to the side here one by one and then we'll just crack through. This one in fact hasn't even been opened at all, so it'll be interesting to see what's in there. Alright, so first up we have this box. I think I know what's in here because it is actually written on it. And that was right. Okay, so here we have set 10277. That's the Lego Crocodile locomotive. So this is probably the last of the sort of major trains that Lego have released outside of the city line, and this came after, you know, quite an extended period of time without any. That's obviously excluding the likes of the Harry Potter Express and things like that. And obviously they did that larger scale Harry Potter Hogwarts Express recently as well, but that's too big of a scale to run on layout, so I'm sort of focusing mainly on trains that can be adapted to run the layout. So yeah, the Crocodile was probably the last of the sort of more adult focused trains that they released anyway. So I have one of these myself. I have it built somewhere. And then now that I think of it, that makes me think there's probably more trains elsewhere because I haven't come across the Crocodile yet. As I've been going through these boxes, so it obviously will be somewhere as well. Like I said, it is built. So, but I did pick a couple up. For future investment, I suppose off the back of the success of the Emerald Knight and the Merce Train and the Horizon Express. Logic would dictate that this would do quite well as well, but I don't know if it's being quite as sort of sought after as they were. I guess a lot has changed in the time between them coming out and this releasing. Largely due to the fact that there's probably a much bigger appetite for Lego now and a lot more people in the investment and resale market. So I think A, lot of them were picked up. B, I don't know if it's necessarily been everyone's favourite. I personally love it. I think it's a great train. I have all the parts to motorise it, but I haven't motorised it. I think it can be a bit clunky and difficult. So, but it's absolutely one that I enjoy the build and will be running my layout. This one, as I said, will be set aside for resale. Next up we have this big box. Oh, nice. Kind of follows in a bit of a theme of recent videos. And here we have another one of the original Bricklink designer program sets. And it is the Observatory. The Mountain View Observatory, then 910027 by Thomas Foch. Another absolute cracker of a set. Visually very appealing. A lovely build. Love the dome, which does rotate. I love the rock work. Just the perfect piece to set atop sort of a mountainous area, I suppose, in your layout. So this is another one for me to build. I'll just let you have a look at the back of it, just in case you haven't seen it before. But yeah, very cool, nice interior. You know, there's some shout outs to space vehicles and ships and stuff, and yeah, lots of very cool bits and pieces. So I'm really looking forward to building that and incorporating that into my layout. I think it's a very good set. It wasn't my favourite of that release, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's a couple of very good sets that come out in that run. Which one would be my favourite would be very hard to determine, but that's certainly right up there. I think it's class. I really do. I'm really looking forward to building it. Let me know if you picked that one up, or if you picked up many or any of the Bricklink designer sets, or have done across the years. I know sort of as time's gone on, there's been a lot more awareness of them, I suppose, for as much as anything else. So in the early days, people weren't quite 100% aware of them, and just as time gone by, people got to know a bit more and have been more likely to pick them up. This is going to be a slightly more difficult one to get out of the box. So this was unopened, but again, from just sort of breaking the box open, I can see that it's another Bricklink designer set, and this is the Mountain Fortress. So that's set 910029, the Mountain Fortress, and that's designed by Sleepless Night. It sort of speaks for itself. It's a very, very cool castle build. I know I've spoken briefly about castles in the past. I'm not particularly a huge sort of collector of castles, or not a big, it's not that I'm not a fan, it's just not something that I was interested in when I was younger, and I haven't really sort of cared too much for the whole castle theme at any point. However, this is just another very cool set. I love the sort of snowy tones to it. It does hinge open and close, so it can sort of close to be one contained castle, or can open out to create this sort of much bigger sort of frontage. But again, just another very cool set, and I don't know, these sets could potentially do quite well longer term. I'll hold on to it and see how I feel about it. Whether I build it or sell it remains to be seen, but just another set from within that program that I really wanted to get my hands on. So this was series 1, as I think was the observatory. So that, oh no, the observatory was the first range, the invitational ones. Then this was series 1, whenever it sort of rolled out a bit wider and there's a bit more availability. So I think these were like 5,000 set runs, and these were 10,000. And these were limited to 1 per person, whereas you could pick up multiples of these. So, but yeah, still a very cool set nonetheless, and one I look forward to perhaps building one day. Right, there's another big box here, so I'm just going to open it off camera. And okay, so a couple of sets in here. I'm going to move this one over to the side. So first out then we have 75315, the Star Wars Imperial Light Cruiser. So cool set, comes with some really good figures, Moff Gideon, Fennec Shand, Cara Dune. I picked this up for future resale. I know I've discussed in the past that I have no particular interest in Lego Star Wars, and I'm not interested in sort of getting into themes. I'm sort of starting to picking up anything more than what I already am, because I'm inundated with sets as is. So I picked this up with intention of reselling. It's quite a cool set. It's your very typical Star Wars sort of big grey spaceship, but hopefully there'll be a bit of demand for that then. I can sell it one on in the future. And then the last set in here is another one that I've bought to sell on. It's the Lego Batwing 76161. It's the 1989 Batwing then. So this is quite a good set actually. It is designed to be wall mounted or displayed sort of flat, so it's quite cool in that regard. These things are quite big, sometimes they're hard to display, but the fact you can mount it in the wall kind of gives it a wee extra dimension. I think I picked this up very late, and it's run. I can't remember where I got it from. It was slightly discounted. May have been Smith. I think it was limited retailer selling it, or it may have been direct from Lego. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. So again, another set that I've picked up to put away to sell on at some point. I'm just going to tidy these boxes a wee bit, and then I'll grab some more and we'll have a wee look. Alright guys, so I've moved a few bits around me, just to clear up a wee bit of space sort of around the table, and so we can get a couple more boxes up. So first up we've got this. I've got 3 more boxes down by my side here, so we'll go through these all one by one. Again, my gut feeling is these are all just boxes with one set each in them, so we'll work our way through them. Alright, so in here we have, that's very nicely. nicely wrapped. Right, so we have 10264. So it's the corner garage modular then. So this is from a few years ago, so this was out sort of along at the same time as the diner and assembly square. I do have one of these. It is built. I have it displayed in the wee cabinet downstairs. I picked up a second one just for resale. So it's that's obviously why it's so nicely wrapped up then, so it's kind of ready to sell on. But yeah, so that's that. I'll just try and return it to the way it was whenever I took it out of the box. So at least if I do sell it, it's ready to go. Yeah, I don't pick up a lot of modulars generally because they're, I think again, similar to before, early days, the modulars were very strong in the after-sale market, but as time's gone by, they've probably struggled to sort of realise anywhere near as much as some of the earlier ones, and you know, again, they're so generally readily available as well, and that most people that want one have one. But I just thought, I got it at a good price. It was reduced. I just thought, you know what, it'll be good to put away. And worst case scenario, like I'm not sort of completely against the idea of having multiple of a modular in my layout, and there are some nice alternative builds for them. So you know, if I do choose to, I could always hold on to it anyway. So for now, I'll just leave it in there, sort of package up and ready to go. And I'll bring over the next box. Righty-ho. So in here we have a Lego City set. It's 60337. It's the most recent of the Lego City passenger trains. I know I did pull one of these out in the previous unboxing that I had purchased sort of pre-owned. This was £80 from Amazon. I think I got a couple of them £80 from Amazon really early on in its life. I feel like it's maybe 149.99 RRP, so massively overpriced in my opinion, but at £80 I couldn't really say no, so I did pick up a couple of them. I've sold one on already, and then I've just got this one to keep it in the collection for now. But that will almost certainly be with the intention of reselling now at some point. Alright, here then we have, oh, there's a few sets in here. That's to my surprise. So, a few that we've had in the past actually. So first up, 40602, it's a little creator gift of purchase. I've pulled out so many of these, I didn't realise how many of them had. It's against just the little stall, Winter Village stall. So presumably when I picked this set up, I got some little gifts with it, so we have that. I also have 40461, so it's the little tulip set. Again, I picked up a few of these just before the end because I thought, as far as the little sort of flower botanical lines go, this is a really nice one, and relatively inexpensive. And then 62874773, it's another of the little insider rewards. So this one is just a wee mini castle, which also comes with the little micro figure knights. So again, I don't know what I'll do with this. I'm not sure whether I'll build it or not, but it was a cool wee set to have anyway to pick up, and I think those wee knights should be fairly popular. And then the main set in here then, so another purchase for resale, and it's the haunted house then, the fairground haunted house 10273. So I think again, if I'm serves me correctly, Lego had this on sale right at the end of its run. I feel like it was not the end of last year, but the end of the year before. So they had it heavily discounted on their website with some gifted purchases available as well. So I do have one of these. I have built it. I do intend to use it within my layout. I know it's maybe not the most befitting of a building for a layout, but it's not sort of on like a sort of haunted Gothic style building, and can certainly be incorporated in. It is quite neat as a ride itself. I love the functionality of it. You know, it's like a drop tower, so you can motorise it, or you can wind up the sort of car that the riders go around in. It goes up to the top and then it just drops. So it's just like a wee free fall, so it's quite cool. But so yeah, that's another set that I'll be setting aside for resale. And then the last one we have here, that's another big set, but this time it's for me. And it's 10312, and it is the Jazz Club from the Modular lineup. So this was 3 modulars ago, so I think we've had the Boutique Hotel and the Tudor Corner since this one. So just pop it here, might be a bit easier. So yeah, I got this in John Lewis. Now 20% off. I also had vouchers that I collected through Microsoft Rewards, so I was able to get this for a very, very competitive price. I really like it. I don't know if it's necessarily regarded as one of the finer of the modular buildings, but I like it. I like this little Italian restaurant on the side of it. I like the Jazz Club itself. So yes, that's another one that I will be building and featuring in my city. And that brings an end to this video's unboxing. A lot of big sets in there. Like I said, a lot of what I'll be pulling out now is going to be like this. I had sort of tried to separate my room, so it was predominantly, you know, seeing boxes of larger sets on this side and then boxes with lots in it on this side. So going to find that a lot of what comes up from over here is going to be sort of this style with maybe just one big set in the box. But it'll be interesting to see what all's in there. There's some really cool sets, and a sort of mixed bag of some for me and some for selling on. You know, the modulars obviously will form kind of the core of the layout. I know it'd be lovely to be a bit more sort of unique in the buildings I put in, because obviously, you know, the modulars are kind of the core for a lot of people, but I like them first and foremost, and you know, it helps you, I suppose, build up, you know, something significant a bit quicker, you know, so I have no issue in building them in. I suppose this is how you sort of decorate around them and sort of create life around them that will sort of set it apart a little bit from everyone else's. So but yeah, thank you very much for tuning in as always. Remember to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more unboxing and more Lego content, and I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Thank you, take care, bye.